Hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bouba Babble episode. It is 4.
Four.
Oh, yes. So we are thoroughly in the thick of things. This will be released on April 20th to our wonderful patrons. So you get a nice little 420 present from all of us here. Today, I think we are assuming the character of the one and only Tony Genesis.
Yeah.
So we are starting essentially like a little 2-part language sketch now. Today we are kind of establishing just some like ground rules and like kind of just like talking stuff out in terms of how we could get it. And then the next episode will kind of be dedicating to more little longer structures and maybe seeing like how we can use that Tony that we just genesised.
Yeah. How to help her achieve her true potential. Even though I'm like Tony could be an Antonia, could be there are women named Tony.
Yeah, Toni Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a woman.
She's a
For a
woman.
dollar, name a woman called Tony.
Anyway, let's get on with
Let's
it.
get into the thick of things. So,
So,
what have we decided to do? So, I had thought that first starting off is we are going to use a random generated phonology, which sounds utterly terrifying. I think why we're doing that is because we want to go in blind like everything. So even if your phonology is not good, even if phonology might be less, what one might call that bad, that you could still get tone if you needed to, if you so desired. From some standpoint, like it's very possible.
I don't think we need to be like phonology without tone is bad.
No, I'm saying that these starting phonologies, I've done my little market research and things. The goops and the gags that they come out with. Oof.
What's she
So
even called? Miss Gleb 00024.org.
4024. This is gleb dot quadruple
Oh,
zero.
it's made by Alex Fink.
Oh, shout out to Alex Fink. I know who that is. We know who that is.
We know who they are. I have been on an awkward Zoom call. Well, I don't think the Zoom call was awkward. I think I was, but anyway. Yeah, one of the people who made
Unnels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is a fist. This is a very classic teacher. A fist to 5, and you're going to pick a random number, fist to 5. That is how many times I will refresh the page, and give us some, and then like go until that number gives some varying context going in, and then we'll kind of go from there. You want to copy and paste it in the doc, and then here we go. Oh, I'm terrified. Okay. Show of hands, fist of 5, and 3, 2, 1. Okay. So 5 times. Here we go.
I don't think that mine is. I should have said something. I don't think it's going to come up on the recording.
Oh, so in case it didn't, I'm praying that it did. 3, 2. I said 3. Jake had said 2. While we do that, I'm going to. Whoa.
I can't. Yeah. Okay. 2.
2. Here we go. Refresh number 1. Okay. Let's see. Oh God.
God.
Oh. See what I mean?
Mm.
Okay. So refresh number 2. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Marginally, I like this. This one could have been good. Okay, number 3. Okay.
Oh.
Also fine. Would have been fine with that. Number 4. Oh no.
No, but we have no way of going back.
That's the purpose.
Wait. Do we get 5 times?
Ooh, we get. Ooh, hold the phone. I got some interference from the ethers coming through, but we have this next one, and then we either do it one more time where we then can choose, or we must gut this one out forever.
Mm-hmm.
So either we double it or we do nothing. We choose or we never see it ever again. Okay, in 3. Okay. Oh my gosh.
2.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, this is great. Wow.
Yeah, she's fun.
She's wonderful.
This C2C3 thing is curious, but
we'll attack that boat when we get there because yes, oof. But I think this is fantastic.
okay.
I'm sold.
I am also sold. Although, copy and paste that in, and then let's have a look at the words they've given us at the bottom as well.
Wonderful. There's that guy, and then we don't listen to her sometimes.
No.
I don't know what's going on in this region. This is a lot. It's a lot of diacritics.
This is above our pay grade.
This is above our pay grade. We have, yeah. Oof. Okay.
If you can get us to 10 lovely paying patrons by the end of the year, we'll do this with the allophony.
Yes, absolutely.
And you'll have to ask for it specifically because we will pretend that we did not make this offer.
Correct. Okay, so say goodbye to Gleb.
Gleb.
Bye, Gleb. Ciao. I enjoyed it while it did. Let us go into our main document.
And shall we just start by deleting all of the
I did not even copy and paste them. I didn't even bother.
No, they're in there. Not the rules, but the product.
The narrow transcriptions?
Yeah.
Oh. Remove them. Okay.
What's going on here?
It's in like a table.
That's fun.
It is fun. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, that actually makes it way easier then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
Yay. And so we can safely live our lives in normal mode. So much better.
Okay. So let's have a look at the terrain here.
Oop.
So
okay.
We're feeling a little it's reminding me of Ingala actually.
A little bit.
We have a nice we have what technically a 3-way distinction in the stops. If you include the pure nasals, a 4-way distinction.
Exactly.
We like.
I know it's.
What's the problem? Anyway, like these vowels, lovely.
Well, yeah, could not ask for a better vowel system.
We could ask for a 3-way vowel system, but we can't all be perfect. And
plus, we have free range to get it really nicely.
Yeah.
I don't know also why she's the only stop there.
Because she doesn't want to be too far from Ingmar.
I agree.
But
Very close together.
like a final cluster that's like is a weird odd choice.
It is, and I think that even though like
Oh my god, gagging! Sorry.
Amazing. Yes. See, this is why it must like we couldn't have like come with that ourselves.
I don't tell you where you come.
Amen to that.
And then we also have beauties like Refndi.
Refni.
Girondang.
Girondang. Ngochis.
I know Jonathan is a hater in this regard, but I I think this might be part of the now discarded Alephany rules. But this C is just begging to become a chi, you know?
This one is. I absolutely agree. I think if this was a close, like any close position one, I can argue it for. I think if it were like, say, with there's no other example. If it were like Ngot Ngotsis, I could see it staying cease, but Ngochis, yeah.
I mean, I I would probably guess it would be like Mosh. I guess the annoying thing about it being in a table is that we can't really write extra stuff in so easily.
Yeah.
Like we have this form. Like what about a ngosis to ngoshis? Okay, but anyway, so we also we don't have to take everything quite on face value, do we?
Not really.
We have a root with 3 syllables, which
Yeah.
is it's not unheard of, but it's also a little bit chunky.
Yeah, this Ningawe, which that's the only 3-syllable one. Oh, that
No,
one is also
the
3-syllable.
Nirondang.
Nirona. Yeah, I think like we at some point we needed to take our creative liberty, right? I think we can either like split this up like that and kind of like because this will have somewhat of like let me see if anything else down there because there's this guy and there's this minimal pair if that does anything. So you already did this. If like let's say this is
Wait,
a pair.
was it originally with a full N or was it with the prenasalized?
It was always prenasalized.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing like some weird copy thing. Anywho, but like these two kind of being a minimal pair, how like will anything be different between these two?
Well, it depends on the source of the tone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, Notsis is begging to become some kind of like Notsi with a falling tone,
I agree.
or Tsi if we do it on the syllable itself. Um, how do we feel about na with the double A?
Let me make that back to where it was. Okay. Yeah, I either think that we just say nah, like to have it be a length distinction, or yeah, nah.
You can get tone from long vowels. They very slightly raise.
Yeah, nah.
But it's so weak that I think there's only one language where that kind of perceptual difference has actually been shown to do anything. So
Yeah.
on the tone agenda, we're thinking loss of final fricatives, or which kind of points to a contour system. Because although I feel like loss of coda consonants is often the first resource people turn to.
I agree, and like I think there's some really interesting stuff that's not going to be dependent on like these loss of consonant stuff, because yeah, I think this is like a good way of going into it. I was looking at, say, like a lot of these forms are not like as maximal as they could be. Like we could get like let me take this hangi for example. We can get like, see, would be a good one. Well, like,
Or you can have any true nasal.
yeah.
And or G or an approximate.
The approximates I like. This I can, or this we can work with. I think like
the try by icon, how's me?
We need to hold on. Can we do it? Let me see. I would be like Chapel Roan, who's now my new obsession.
I mean, we could do something like the Hull.
Yeah.
The Chapel and Ron.
Yeah, Chapel Run.
We don't actually have that. Do we have any like hiatus? Oh yeah, we have here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only palpable one. Weehla. I think say like let's. I'm just thinking out loud here, and let's go to this guy because I am lazy. How? And kind of thinking like say like this L or no. Well, yes. Was more likely that this would happen. How?
I mean, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to. Yeah, my first thing I was going to do like was have that L become like a voiceless thing and push some pressure, like no pun intended, like into that.
You love a bit of pressure into the back.
Yes.
uh, I guess it's like if you can, I think, treat the approximants as being more like transparent, if that makes sense as a term.
Yeah.
Um, um, we don't need to have the voicing all worked out, especially because we the if we make it more of a allophony rather than a
Actual phonemic sound change.
phonemic one, yeah,
Yeah.
it might be because we I don't know. I know that it doesn't have to be that the initials have the most distinctions, but that is usually the case, isn't it?
Possibly so. I did have like something that we could consider. And I think this is going to help us maybe kind of figure out like in which direction tone wise we should go. Like thinking of like, let's say this was going to be a bona fide, like, language. How would this like tone system like look as a prosody system? Like, is it going to be kind of like a full blown, like isolating, shrink everything down to like maybe like a sesquisyllable, yeah, and have just like contours on cunt, or is it going to be more like, oh, so like one word must have at least a high tone and it's only on like this one syllable 82% of the time and this one the other 18, you know what I mean? But I like this idea where we're going now. I think I think in terms of tone, that was thinking out loud session. I'm thinking that like we do something contoury, something with more melody.
I mean,
Yeah.
my instinct is if we're gonna have these, if we're gonna produce these falling tones,
Yeah.
would be to then have that translate into like a, um, excuse the, where
Oh,
we
just so you know that could also be a valid syllable in this language.
that what could.
H H XALN period JI. Like this is a completely valid syllable.
Mhm.
Wait, no, it's not. Oh, no, it is. I'm sorry. But continue. You do your thing. I interrupt.
Like where on some level we
Yeah.
have a word like hangi,
Mhm.
and the low tone is it produces the falling tone
Yeah.
means that it's perceptually considered to have an underlying high low.
Mhm.
Because the other one thing that kind of popped into my head was that we have, like, for example, in the labials we have a PB, ba ba ba.
Yeah.
And we could sacrifice one of them to produce something ponier. Or just like, because the pre-nasalized consonants can they can either like fully nasalize,
Yeah.
or they can go to B. Or if we want to keep them, then the B can merge with the P. It does seem like we might not want to have nasal codas and prenasalized stops.
That I agree with.
At the very least, as like contrastive intervocalically. But that's just me.
Yeah. I like this idea. I'm getting behind. I think like just to kind of see it in all in all its contents, I'm only going to focus on the stops because I'm going to imagine the syllabants are going to do something a little bit. Go away, Maria. Going to do something a little bit differently because there is no like corresponding like nasal.
I mean, we could go very ngala and produce oh, you're adding the nasal on the end.
I'm adding the nasals in. I'm thinking that like let's say that like the MB goes to like your M and your B, but then like maybe like the M could go to like, or if we have something like the P goes to the B and then the M like kind of like, I don't know, or like the B. Maybe my idea is just going all over the place now, but I was doing like something like similar to that, where like intervocalically the bilabial, the pre-nasalized stuff kind of retains a little bit of like strength, and that creates kind of like a place where it would be like a high tone B versus a lower register of that in front of it, if that makes sense.
You mean like
Have like
ba versus ba would become
ba,
whereas ba would be ba, and then no, sorry.
the ba.
I'm getting my Vietnamese keyboard up.
That is very, very smart. Exactly. Yep.
All right.
Big. Yeah.
Like that, basically.
Exactly.
Ba 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 ba. I just don't know if there's I don't know if there is actually a pitch distinction though.
Ma, ma, ba, ma, ma, ba, ma, ba, ba, ma. To me, it's more of the complex gesture that does something there. It's a tensor.
Oh, gesture.
Gesture.
It's like just the complex gesture. Like,
My little hand goes ding-a-ling-a-ling.
yeah. We love laughing about your accent here.
I know, and I think also why I like this is that it kind of like includes the little affricacy stuff, and like a lot. It's like theoretically, like we could have now like these tones only in voicedness, these PTK, so whatever. This can go to like the chun. Something else can happen here. Like it, man. My accent doesn't make a lick of sense.
I don't know. It's just like it's partly like, what would you fudge because you want your language to do that, and it's just you. And what would you like? I'm thinking about the people back home, and
Okay.
like if we start an epidemic of people turning pre-nasalized stops into
Oh,
a source of high tone, I would not be able to forgive myself. In the nicest way possible.
that I hear you. Oh
Like,
gosh. Yeah.
like it was when someone there was some sound change, and I think it was Arias. She was like, "Oh, where have I seen this before?" She was like, "Oh, I think Shout Loud does it." And I was like, "Oh God,
God. Oh
not Shout
no.
Loud."
We're causing trends.
Um, I mean, I feel like I have things that I go on about too much. There is the thing where like in Warani where ma becomes ba, but ma with a nasal vowel stays as ma. But I think that that thing only works well if you do the nasal spreading as well. Um, and maybe tonal Warani is what we fancy, but I think most likely
Yes.
it isn't.
It is not. I did have a little idea in kind of like where like the syllable structure can kind of like help us a little bit.
Mhm.
So like let's say we do have pa whatever autocorrect ba ba,
Uh,
and then let's say a vowel m, and then like m a or something like this. So like
mhm.
let's say, or like this could even be like some sort of like, let's say, because this is say like s. I don't know. This is a valid syllable structure according to whatever that says,
Is
right?
it?
Yeah, it
What?
completely is. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I would never sign off on this, but I would probably go like this, more example.
I when you do that, I'm instantly thinking like um so
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes. But this could be parsed like that. But anyway, what I'm
Oh,
getting at is like this could be. Oh Jesus! This could be drumroll for my IPA. This
mhm,
could do the expected thing of this,
mhm.
and I think what like I'm trying to think where my brain is at is it was somehow some way trying to make this kind of like into like or have like these like geminate nasals kind of like strengthen up into something.
Like a
So,
little dissimulation rule.
yeah. And
Mhm.
then somehow, some way, I'm thinking about like keeping. I like the contrast between these voiceless stops and these prenasalized stuff. And regardless of, say, like what happens with the voicedness of everything, I think that's what needs to have the difference be retained and kind of have this be, say, like.
Well, I think one thing
Like
that
this.
I feel more comfortable now than
Yeah.
I used to be was like when we were doing Get Lao, we
Yeah.
were just like, oh, I guess we'll just assign low tone to everything else.
Mhm.
And so, fun fact for the viewers at home, other than like in very weird situations in Yat Lao, you can only get high tone following obstruents.
Correct. Oh.
Oh no, we have
Oh.
flat as well, don't we? Which I guess it's a fricative, so it is an obstruent. So okay, I wasn't wrong once again,
But yeah,
but you know
nasals
what
and
I mean.
nasals and approximants cannot have have a tone bear unit with high tone. Correct. Okay,
Yeah.
we're good. Boom.
Um, hmm.
Hmm.
Oh,
But also, let's say, like, I'm gonna gut my idea. Let's say that this is kind of a similar deal, and then this like weakens to that.
mhm.
This makes sense in my head. The question is like, what's going to happen with NDZ?
Oh, here's something.
Oh,
Okay, so um, we can if we're trying to find the pitch difference here, it's that nasals, although they're voiced, it's actually specifically voiced. I can't remember if it stops or obstruents, but it's at there's the pitch difference between P and B, for example, is bigger than between P and M.
the pitch difference between these two are greater than these two.
Yes.
Okay.
I think resonance, if that's the right word, I think it is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they do. I think they do pattern. This might. I'm now. I'm questioning about whether this is just from Semitic languages or not. But for example, I do think that like historically the often became can I
What?
the like uh I'll just copy and paste it. Um oh god, not B with a rising tone. Um like I think ba historically became ba.
Oh,
Um but this is from this system where like I think it's the equivalent of like the tone is considered naturally level, and then it kind of goes like that, where it's lowered by the stop and then returns to
some equilibrium state.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, which is where like some of this stuff kind of because there isn't a the tones in Mandarin, for example, they don't look like tones do in most parts of the world.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the studies are on Shanghainese,
Mm.
um, the absolute gem of a language. But anyway, So if we did that, then, or if we call it for now like a low or a underlying low high,
Mm-hmm.
just based on perceptual difference, then, uh, I mean, I think Artifactian would say distinctions in the initials tend to be level, don't they?
Yeah.
Then the bar would have the distinction. So, but ma
Would
would
just be.
would not. It would be kind of empty.
Mm.
Um, so, um, because we never said this explicitly, but I think that we're looking at doing something that's more like an African tonal system, which is a horrible generalization, but you know what I mean, right?
I know
I.e.,
it's
something that isn't a kind of analytic. Well, no, because there's so many analytic African languages. It's something that isn't Chinese or Thai
yeah.
or one of these kind
Something where
of.
tone has a little bit more like mobility without too much contours.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we could always do a Yoruba if we wanted to.
Oh.
Where basically like you might have underlying olu.
Mm-hmm.
All well, no, that syllable couldn't exist. Like ulu. Um, but because the neutral tone is followed by a high tone, it will perceptually become rising tone or something. So it'd be like olu, or something like that.
Okay.
Um, but it all happens on the like square bracket level.
Uh,
Like underlying, it's just mid tone versus followed by a high or whatever.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get the vibes. What were we thinking about with what were you thinking about with this hie in terms of like
I mean, it does kind of beg the question of like how many tones do we assign to a unit?
mm-hmm.
Like if we're heading towards a what's it called? Like
A more like West
the thing
African
where the
system?
tone is on a different plane to the word itself.
Uh
Um,
super segmental.
super segmental thing.
Yeah.
Then we have a difference between calling it here and like or like if we say that it's actually like here.
That
Um,
my 2 cents is that
mhm.
I think we're going to stick with just the hiatus, and that surprised me a little bit. But I think that could be some cool fun going on.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning towards too, and it means that good old nga will also
Nah,
be
nah.
interesting. Um, do do we want to talk about the geminate nasals?
I think we should.
Um, I guess one thing is just to go to our good old friend, the searchable index diachronica, and see what a long nga Oh, I see. In From Proto-Celtic to Middle Welsh, and from Proto-Finnish to Standard Finnish.
Oof.
It comes about from these nasal stop clusters.
Oh, that makes a whole
And
lot of
no
sense.
one says, where does it go? So let's
Where?
look at M. Uh, we have the very helpful Proto-Basque to Basque long M, just a single M. I guess one thing that could be interesting is if we have a way of making these coda nasals. I mean,
Yeah.
making them tone-bearing units, so that, but
Have.
it's like, like,
I have an idea kind of thinking about going because there's no yeah, perfect. Okay. So I was thinking
no,
like
yeah,
there
there's
there
no
is
yeah.
there is no yeah, that is correct.
Wow.
It got I don't know what even happened. I I think that like the G like I don't even know where to put this at anymore.
Look, the
Like
G.
the G goes to like when it's in that like state. I don't know what you would call that. And when it's in this like little like where the hell is it? Where it's like the little like boo pop pop boo.
I
Where?
have no clue what that's supposed to
Oh, I
say.
found it. The doobie when it's like
Oh,
when it's like after but it's like before a consonant or
why?
before like two consonants. Yeah, because like the and it kind of gives like the Only Connect theme song. There's a whole little world up here. It's so much fun.
You look at that and say,
Yeah, but, like, hold on, this way,
okay. Uh,
but like, cause like it's all by itself. Like it wants to be sonorant. It wants to approximate, and by golly, we'll make it.
like, I guess.
I don't know. Like I think there was a more coherent thought after I said doobly beep boop. And it just like went like, whoa, here we go. The train is like flying off the canyon.
So, theoretically, this could be a syllable, right?
Theoretically, that is a syllable. Though we need to work
And
it.
and so we're saying that dagging, that lovely, that lovely word would become dang,
Um,
dang,
that's very Danish. Da, na, da,
dang.
da.
Danish famed for its prenasalized stuff.
The one and only. Da,
But you see,
da.
that just kind of makes me think it should just end up like, no, not you, like a long A.
Yeah, but like, I think we need to treat the G as a gift.
I think we need to treat it as a curse.
I feel like it's begging to be like that's a weird gesture. It's begging to be just like have tone emerged from it.
Let's just say Italian.
Mi idole the Tony Genesis and the Tony. And why you not coming back to give me the miserable sub? It's Tony. You come to my house on a Sunday after mass, and this is what you bringing me?
This is the Tony Genesis gesture now in
Yeah,
in the
this
Discord.
is tone.
Uh, because I guess the thing is, like, we can also get the G after all of these things, right?
Oh yeah, we can't all put the G off it.
Um,
That's the gift. I was
uh,
thinking that thing right to the vowel. Now I'm liking where you're going at.
no, because making the whole thing is just so good.
So
Like,
like, I'm gonna do this. I don't care. So like, this now becomes like this, say, and then like
no, because if we do that and say tone bearing unit, then
oh no, yeah.
we can't be doing that. Um,
But wait, ooh, hold the phone. Okay, hear me out. And bang, floating high tone.
but from what?
From
Just
the from
the
the
sheer
geminate.
tenseness of the geminate nasal.
Yeah, from the tense of the geminate nasal. So like this would just be good old fashioned ndong, and it would have no
That would
effect.
be a good old fashioned dong.
But like, yeah, like this would
Sorry.
give a little extra like, because like let's say we did like now we're building words. Now we're gonna build some words here. Let's say that we have this suffix t. And
Donkey.
donkey. Mm.
Get out of my swamp.
Donkey. So like this would be whatever. Dirt dirt. Let's say this is like, like sure. I'm no. Let's say that's still named that because that's Happy Hunky Dory, and then like this goes to be like, oh wait, oh no, we need to make sure that that's looking peachy keen, doing something in that, and then this. Oh gosh, help!
And it all becomes it.
Oh my gosh, I have been watching like I don't know what happened to that. This like it's on Ouch TV, and it's just Tammy Brown and Kelly Mantle as like a country music star, kind of like managing star duo. It's hilarious. It is so campy.
What is this?
It's like this like add-on to Amazon Prime.
Uh-huh.
And it's like it was like an old TV channel for like gay content, like gay men content, but like I mean, it was so low budget. I guess it kind of just like got absorbed into the Primeverse, the Amazoniverse, and now it's there.
Hmm.
But this is yeah, this is what I present.
Donkey. 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 Donkey.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Don Quixote.
This is
Don Quixote.
so are we keeping coda nasals? Because at the end of the day, if we are, I know this isn't going too far, but we are gonna have emphaseco use M and B, or no, I'll use N, like and the versus and the.
Oh, that no. I agree. No, not on my watch.
Which is where having this become like the and this. I guess we're saying the and then
Yeah.
at this stage, aren't we? Well, where there'll be a lower tone. Oh, do we want the tone to be truly super segmental, or are we doing it more? I think we are at this stage, aren't we?
Yeah. I think I dip a little like this kind of with the prenasalized D's and all this kind of stuff. I think that's kind of the direction that we should go in, is like have either like with the PBs getting like the voiceless, and then kind of with the prenasalized and nasal getting like the and having those be the high lows, or kind of the idea with like the voiceless going to like a rising of some sort, and kind of doing like yeah.
Rising or just high?
I think that's the thing, is like, I think actually, do you know what? I had this is a crazy wild idea. So we are approaching upon the hour, the turn of the hour. Do you think that between these two like competing systems, maybe kind of like solidify that bottom one a little more, and maybe put it as a poll to some patrons?
I was having the same thought that we should hash it out a bit more and then get a poll up. Hopefully in time for when we actually release this.
Oh, we got that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
Cool. So everybody,
I hope it's been enjoyable.
I had fun. So I mean, like, if we are having the funs, then people will have the funs at home.
I hope they're gagging.
Ooh, are you gagging? Are you gagging? I'm gaga. Gaga.
Gaga? Gaga. Gaga.
Gaga. It goes up. Gaga. It goes down. Gaga.
What?
Shout out to that creator whose name is Bible, and I love you. You are great. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful Bouba going on, and thank you for joining us on this one. We'll see you next time.
Stay Bouba. Have a
Stay
kiki.
Bouba. Have a kiki.
Out.
And